think it comes from like right here in the stomach. You know, you gotta be relaxed, and you gotta take your time when you talk. You know, you gotta envision yourself in New York, walking down the street. You smell some sausages in the air. Oh, the air is so crisp. It's autumn season. You know, the wife is back home cooking some gabagool. It's gonna be a good day. You know what I mean?
That's awesome, man. Okay, bro. So we gotta get into this, bro, because I want to catch up with you, man. And selfishly too, like I told you before, man. This is one of my dreams, man. I'm dying to get into acting, man. I have so many. I've been writing for a while. It's a dream and a goal, and I'm gonna make it happen. But I'm just so like green to it. I have no idea where to start. But I want to get your story first. I want to hear what happened. So walk me through high school. Did you take like elective drama at any time?
So it honestly started before high school.
How?
So in middle school, where I went to, I was always like funny, I guess. I was that kid like messing around.
Hilarious.
Yeah, in class I was just always, I just, you know, I guess I love the attention, but I love more like making people laugh genuinely. Like I got joy from that from being a kid too, like just growing up with that. My father was very funny. He is very funny. He's comedic, like a performer all the time, but he doesn't know it. Like I always tell him like, you could be a great actor if you just wanted to act, you know, because he's always like doing bits and like voices and shit. It just it's,
naturally, yeah,
right. It's natural. So I grew up with that, and then in middle school, I was in my first play that I got into because the librarian, I remember she was like, "Oh, you should be in drama, and this and that," and she put me in drama. She took me to the class. She put me in the play. I did the play and I loved it.
Do you remember what the play was and what the character you played was?
Bro, it was it's embarrassing. I do remember. Okay, so I was like a farmer, but like a very like simple farmer, like on the stage, like just like with an axe, and then somebody comes and takes my crops. Like I can't remember exactly what I said, but I remember I ran off the stage and I improv'd a bit. Like I didn't really follow the directions.
Wow.
Yeah, and then my drama teacher, I'll never forget, after the show, she was like, "That was great that you improvised and all this stuff." And then, believe it or not, what really got me into acting was that in like my 7th grade year, you remember Tech Decks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I explained to my dad what that was like 2 days ago. That's crazy you're saying this now.
Yes.
Tech Deck.
Tech Decks, for all the kids that don't know, you know, you used to play with a skateboard with your fingers and you had the time of your life. It was the best. So me and my friends got an idea that we should start selling these things in the school. Long story short, we started selling them. We started making a lot of money. Like I'm talking about, imagine you were in 7th grade and like to us, like $400 was like, oh, we got money for
$400 off Tech Decks?
Yes, because
wow.
we started spray painting them. And then we would repackage them and say that they were custom. So we would buy these Tech Decks for like $2 and sell them for $10.
They were though. You guys are customizing with the paint. That's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, I even made up a story that my uncle lived in New York in the Tech Deck factory.
Oh my God, you're a genius.
Yeah,
you're a genius.
We would get them shipped in, and bro, these kids loved it. Like it was insane how much money we were making. Like for real.
Yeah.
And it was 4 of us. Long story short, we get caught by the principal. I'll never forget. Her name was
selling products that they're hating.
Yeah, we're selling. Like, no, we got snitched on by somebody actually.
It's just mind-boggling to me. How is that illegal? Like, what's wrong with that?
Well, you're selling goods on the school grounds, and you know it's illegal for sure.
But what laws are we breaking?
Well, because I don't know exactly what laws, but you know, it's like you're just selling and you're making profit off of kids.
But if I work but you are a kid though.
But I guess
my uncle works in the Tech Deck factory.
I think the adults were just mad that we thought about this and we were so young. Because
we should have done it.
When they saw the amount of money we had on us, they freaked out. They were like, well, how do you guys get all this money?
Yeah, teachers don't make no money, so they're like, how in the world?
They stayed with that money for sure too.
No way, they confiscate the brand?
For sure. 100%.
But you guys weren't taking the money home? You guys just had the money in.
So what we would do is we would sell, and we were selling for about like 3 months, and we kept on selling, and then eventually we all got together one day. We're like, all right, guys, let's bring all the money, because we were all individually selling, but we had like a little network, you know. Like,
so you pulled it all together.
We pulled it all together, and we're like, let's buy more. When we pulled it all together, we brought it to school, which to this day I regret, but you know, we're kids, but what are you gonna do? And when we bring it to school, some kid that same day wants to buy one off of us. We didn't like the kid, bro,
Oh,
because he
no.
was always one of those kids that, bro, you know how it is. So we didn't sell him it, and I'll never forget. He like when we didn't sell it to him, like the look that he got internally, bro. And I was like, he's gonna snitch on us, and he went, he snitched on us, bro. And then from there, it all tumbled down,
Do you remember that kid's name?
bro.
6'9".
I think it was like Juan or something, bro. I can't remember exactly, dude.
Juan, if you're listening, and we know you are, I hope you're not snitching no more, man. Tying up. That's
Yeah,
great.
I hope you got your tech deck finally, bro.
For real, custom from his uncle. Yo, so okay, remind me though, how does that tie into acting?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, with the
So
drama.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
We tie into acting because it ends up being that the vice principal, she goes, your guys' punishment is gonna be that you have to perform in front of the whole school. Guess what?
Wow.
Because you brought up Grease earlier. A number from Grease. Yeah.
Which
The
song? Which song?
it's Grease Lightning.
Grease lightning, gonna help a corner mile. Grease lightning, go Grease lightning, go Grease lightning, you burn up a corner mile. Grease lightning, go Grease lightning, you are supreme. It's a dream, a Grease lightning. Yo, that was that's awesome. That's one of my favorite moments in podcast history. Wow,
I mean,
crazy.
how can you not know that song though? You know what I'm saying?
Such a banger, bro. I got goosebumps.
Oh,
Jesus.
bro, it's come on, bro.
That was fire.
It's a classic.
So that's your punishment, which ends up being one of the best things that ever happened. Great.
Exactly, because it's not like at first she's like, oh, you're gonna perform in front of the school. Then other schools found out about this and they wanted to see it as a like show their students like this is what happens if you guys. Which I don't understand how this was a punishment, because once we were on stage, we had the leather jackets on, bro. We were
the
like
coolest thing ever.
exactly, and I was like, yo, this is sick. And when we got on that stage, we had the time of our lives, and we got off of it, and right there, I was like, I want to do this. Like, I want to perform. I want to be.
Punished all the time.
You know, so
Keep doing this.
yeah,
What I gotta do? Keep getting punished?
it really was. It's incredible how we were talking about earlier, how like, you know, life, the twists and turns it makes, and that really led me to that, you know, and also including, you know, my father showed me Scarface when I was 5 years old.
Wow.
So, yeah, 5 to 6 years old, going to elementary school, he would play it in his truck. So he didn't deliberately show it to me, but my dad had TVs in his truck growing up. Because
Yeah.
that was like the thing in the 90s. You know, if you had TVs in your truck, you
You're doing it.
you were doing it. So he would watch Scarface in the morning. I'm talking about 5 in the morning, driving me to school. And I would watch glimpses of it. And I was like, man, that guy it's insane, bro. I thought he was Cuban. Until
Barely speak Spanish in the movie.
exactly.
Like maybe one sentence, 1 or 2 sentences. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have so you start acting, and then so that's middle school, right? The punishment.
Yeah.
Middle school?
So fast forward to high school, I do a little bit of drama. I didn't really take it serious because I'll be honest with you. You know, I was in high school.
You're fleshing out your personality though, because I remember you as a. Did you have a nickname?
I don't know if I had a nickname specifically. You
No,
know,
you didn't have a nickname.
Yeah, no.
But you were always doing bits. You were always funny. Like you were always a funny guy. Like,
Yeah.
you're always a funny guy. Like
I'm a funny guy, you know.
yeah. And like, but like
Funny how though?
funny how?
Funny how? Tell me, eh? Like
the best.
like I'm here to make you laugh or something?
Right, exactly. But like, you know, there's other people like we were mentioning earlier, like your dad, where he's just naturally funny. But then there's other times where people are like, yeah, he's doing a bit, like he wants to, like he's not just naturally doing a bit, like just because he's being funny. No, like he wants to, you know, be funny. You know, like
Right.
this is funny. Like,
Exactly.
and I remember you were always a funny guy, like naturally, like on that. So it always
Thank
worked.
you,
for-
bro.
So talk to me post school. What happens post high school? Do you go to college? Did you go to college?
I went to Miami-Dade. Shout out to Miami-Dade though.
Sharks, right?
Yeah, right.
Hey.
Shit, giving us education. I'm sorry. Can I curse? No.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
good,
okay. I just want to make sure. I went to Miami-Dade after high school. I didn't really do any acting in high school. I always just knew I loved it. And then I went to study film because I loved film. And I was like, you know what? I could be a screenwriter or a director.
When do you realize that?
That I loved film?
When do you realize you want to study it? Yeah, like because you're doing bits, you're doing fun. You're like, yeah, this is something I do for fun. But you weren't taking it serious in high school. You kind of
Right,
fell off of that.
right,
What's
right.
the moment that you're like, okay, I want to do this?
That was probably like a year or two after high school that I felt like I was kind of learning more about myself. I had things happen to me personally in my life that really opened up like what life, like what can happen in life, like how we were talking about earlier too, rolling with the punches. Like certain things are gonna happen to you, and you either have to choose, like, am I gonna find inspiration in this, or is this gonna bring me down? You know, so that after that, I just started to like dig deep. I was like, I really love movies, but there was also like that voice in the back of my head that like, oh, but you can't like do films and be an actor and this and that because it's so hard, and you should get a traditional job, and like, you know, it's hard for everybody. I feel like every artist goes through this every day. You got to fight society, and I just ended up telling myself I want to do film. So I went to Miami-Dade to pick up a friend. When I'm picking him up, he doesn't have a ride. I look up and there's a banner that says Miami-Dade Film Program, enroll now. So I was like, if that's not a sign, I don't know what is.
Literally a sign.
Literally a sign. So I enrolled. I started taking classes. I love it. A friend in the class, she goes, you know, I'm doing a short film now, because we had the same class, but she was like higher than me. It was like a sort of an elective class for film. And she was like, you should be in my film. You'll be a great mobster. Because she knew I loved the mafia. We were talking
Is
about
this your first mobster role?
first mobster role.
Oh my God.
It's on YouTube now. If you guys want to see it on my YouTube, it's called my God, what is it called? It's the first film that I did. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I'm blanking right now. I can't remember the name of the film, man.
You have it in the highlight reel. I seen a couple. Bro, I saw Attraction, man. Hilarious.
You saw Attraction, man?
Yeah, I saw Attraction. I saw
Well,
a capo. I saw a capo. I saw the episode that you're in a capo.
The first film is on my YouTube. If you go all the way down, now it's bothering me. I can't remember my name.
It's
but
okay.
I'll
We're
tell
gonna
you.
drop it here. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. But if you go to the first one, and I play a mobster, it was like my first time really, like, she told me to act. I had no idea how to act. I'm sorry. It's called Eye for an Eye.
Eye for an eye.
Eye for an Eye.
Cool
I was
name.
remembering, yes. It's called Eye for an Eye, guys. So I never knew how to act. She goes, you should be a mobster. You'll be great at it. And I had just started watching The Sopranos, like we talked about earlier. So I was like, you know what? I could do this. I'm going to do it. And she was like, do you have any acting experience? I was like, yeah, a little bit. I didn't have any, but, you know, I wasn't going to be like, no. So
You were acting right there on the spot. You're like, yeah.
we act every day, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I got on the set, and I remember having my lines and like preparing to get in there mentally. And it was like, I didn't eat breakfast. Like I couldn't do anything but think about the script and the character. And really all I thought about was like Tony Soprano, Tony Montana, like, and you, and like, just be that, like, and since I got to the set, I was a character the whole time. I didn't get out of character.
Stayed in character.
I just stayed in character because it helped me. It was my process. And when she first had action on that first take, I promise you, there was like this moment where like I kind of just blacked out, and we kept on going. And it was like till the very end of the shoot, it's like it happens to me sometimes when I do stand-up comedy. I write down a whole bit that I'm gonna do, and I get up there and I just do this bit that comes out of me, out of nowhere,
A different one.
and it's hilarious. And I have to record it because I've never said none of this stuff before.
You're freestyling. You're freestyling.
Obviously, with a movie, you can't do that. You got to follow a script, but it's your state of mind that you become something else, and it's the embodiment of the character.